Hello, this is AEC here with a quick recap of last night's superintendent search meeting, which was a significant one. Heather, do you want to give us a little bit of context around what happened?
Yeah, so right now in our city, community engagement is happening, and there were some meetings that happened before last night's board meeting. There are a few more happening through this week and weekend. But last night, the real bulk of the meeting happened with the school board listening to um, sort of presentations from 4 search firms that are hoping to help us out with finding this new superintendent. The board was able to interact with them and ask them questions. And then they were able to have a conversation about which search firm they would like to see. And that's where the conversation kind of changed direction pretty rapidly. And we started to have a deeper conversation. What happens at that point then?
Yeah, and so what the board ultimately decided is that on a 5-4 vote, so this was a split decision, that the superintendent search firm shouldn't start until September of 2023. So what that really means is that the board is not looking to recruit candidates to apply to be the superintendent of Minneapolis Public Schools until the beginning of the next school year, which really means that we aren't going to have a permanent superintendent in place in Minneapolis Public Schools until July of 2024. Now, why would the school board do that? Well, the reason is because the community engagement time has been so compact. We've only had 2 weeks to really have community engagement listening sessions so that the city can properly participate in engaging and developing the ideal profile of a superintendent. So instead of 2 weeks, now we have 9 months. And so the board has to now create a plan in order to actually engage the community better over the course of the next 9 months. But hopefully to have a more inclusive process to then help build this ideal profile for the next superintendent in Minneapolis Public Schools. The other domino, but then that falls is that now the board has to ask interim superintendent Cox to become the interim superintendent for the 23-24 school year. So, there's a couple of dominoes that fell with this one decision, and it was well talked about last night. But it was a substantive conversation. And so, stay tuned for more opportunities to engage in community engagement and participate in this process, because it is a significant one and a huge decision for our city and our districts.
We need a great superintendent. We really do.
Yep. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Bye.